GlobalMantix management thinks that containerizing our CRM app is the right long-term approach. Even if the app remains monolithic, we can containerize it using Docker. Before diving into our first Docker file, I'm revealing the contents of the directory. The src directory contains our MVC app source code that hasn't been changed in a while. The setup directory contains some important bash scripts. I'll discuss bash scripts more in a future course, but for now, just think of them like a list of commands without any complex programming logic. Right now, I have one script, and let's explore it very briefly. This script automates the installation of Docker on CentOS, and I bet it works on any Red Hat-based distribution. First, the official documentation suggests removing any existing Docker packages. Then I install a variety of supplementary packages, followed by adding a specific Docker Community Edition or CE repository. After this repo has been added, Yum will search it for any Docker packages, which occurs next. Once installed, we use the systemctl command to enable Docker to start when CentOS boots and manually start Docker immediately. I print the Docker version for confirmation, then give the user an optional command to install a dummy container as a test. The docs suggest we'll need to use sudo or sudo on CentOS, which isn't a big deal. Let's run this script, and I'll fast forward through the install, which takes about 60 seconds. Okay, everything worked. Let's run this dummy hello world container using the command shown. Lots of output, but it's basically telling us that everything succeeded. That hello world container was assembled using a Docker file, which is how you describe what comprises a Docker image. Let's check out the Docker file used to containerize the GlobalMantix CRM app. The hash symbol is a comment, and I use them extensively. Docker files must begin with the from command, which specifies a base image. This can be OS-specific, language-specific, etc. In our case, we want to ensure the container has Python 3.7.3 as this was used to develop our app. The Alpine variant is a lightweight and minimal Linux distribution, making it an excellent choice for many containerized apps. Containers should be kept as small as possible for efficiency and portability. The callout provides a URL on Docker Hub where these base images come from, so feel free to browse. The label command allows you to specify useful metadata. In my case, I'm specifying the maintainer attribute and putting in my personal email address. The legacy maintainer syntax is shown in orange, but I'm trying to illustrate the modern approach. The run command lets you execute arbitrary shell commands inside the container. Often this is used to install packages. I don't need to install any Linux packages, but do need to install Flask to run our CRM app. Often in Docker, you'll see a minimization of run commands by executing really long bash statements instead. Each run command adds a layer to the container that increases the build time and image size. Layers are a nuanced Docker topic we won't dig into here, but the callout shows a common approach for running multiple commands. Imagine you're inside the container and you've just installed Flask. You now need to run the app. We need to switch into the src directory so we can access the start.py file. We use the workdir command for this. The expose command enables external network access to a container. It doesn't necessarily change the Linux OS hosting Docker, but instead provides a hook into the container. If you remember, our Flask app runs an HTTP server on TCP port 5000. Let's present that to the Linux OS. We'll explore how to publish a public-facing port soon. If you don't know much about networking or TCP, don't sweat. That's not too important right now. Last, we use a combination of the entry point and cmd commands to start the program. Using cmd in conjunction with entry point means that the cmd items are appended as command line arguments to the entry point binary. This executes the command python start.py, which is exactly what we want. Now that we've seen the Docker file, let's build and run it in the next clip.